Cybercop, Chapter 1. The neon rain fell in sheets across Neo-Tokyo's lower districts, each droplet catching the glow of 1,000 advertising holograms. Detective Kain Reeves gunned his Yamaha Phantom through the gridlocked traffic, its hydrogen engine purring beneath him while his cybernetic left eye tracked a fleeing Honda Wait 300 meters ahead. "Dispatch, I have visuals on suspects from the First National Databank heist," Kain said, his voice transmitting through the neural link embedded in his cerebral cortex. Two perps, heading east on the Shibuya Expressway. His enhanced vision zoomed in on the motorcycle ahead. The thermal overlay showed two heat signatures, the driver and a passenger clutching what appeared to be a portable server core. 40 million credits worth of encrypted financial data, stolen during the chaos of a coordinated electromagnetic pulse attack on the bank's security grid. Kane's right hand was flesh and bone, scarred from years on the force before the accident. His left arm, however, was a masterpiece of military-grade engineering. Titanium alloy wrapped in synthetic skin that fooled most civilians. He reached down to the holster mounting his bike's chassis and withdrew his boomstick. The weapon was deceptively simple in appearance, a meter-long baton with a crystalline core that pulsed with blue light, but Kain knew its true nature. The boomstick could generate a directed kinetic pulse strong enough to flip a car or punch through reinforced concrete. In the right hands, it was a precision instrument. In the wrong hands, it was devastation. Suspects refusing to yield, Kain reported, weaving between a cargo hauler and a family transport. His cybernetic eye calculated trajectories, wind resistance, traffic patterns, all in microsockets. Engaging pursuit protocol. The suspects swerved onto an off-ramp, taking them into the Undercity, where the rain never stopped and the law rarely ventured. Perfect cover for criminals. Unfortunate for them that Kain had spent 5 years patrolling these exact streets before his promotion to the Cybercrimes Division. He followed them down, the elevated highway giving way to narrow alleys choked with steam vents and forgotten humanity. The suspects split up, amateur move. The passenger jumped off, clutching the server core and disappearing into a crowd of squatters huddled around burning trash barrels. Kain made a choice in a fraction of a second. The driver was his priority. Without their wheelman, the other suspect would be easier to track down later. The Honda Wave accelerated, its rider clearly skilled, but Kain had advantages beyond mere skill. His cybernetic reflexes processed information at 3 times human speed. His bike's AI, synchronized with his neural implant, anticipated moves before they happened. They raced to a marketplace where vendors scattered, their wares tumbling into puddles. Kain's boomstick hummed in his grip, charging. He needed the perfect angle, close enough to strike, far enough to avoid collateral damage. The suspect made a mistake, glancing back over his shoulder. That moment of distraction was all Kain needed. He surged forward, his bike's turbo boost engaging with a high-pitched whine. The gap closed to 10 meters. 5, 3. Kain raised the boomstick, his cybernetic arm compensating for the vibration and speed with mechanical precision. His targeting system locked on, not the rider, but the Honda's rear suspension. He squeezed the activation trigger. The boomstick erupted with a thunderous pulse of kinetic energy on contact. The air itself seemed to ripple as the invisible force wave shot forward, slamming into the Honda Wraith's rear wheel. The bike's suspension exploded, the frame twisting as if grabbed by an invisible giant. The suspect flew sideways, his bike cartwheeling into a stack of shipping containers with a spectacular crash of metal and sparks. Kain braked hard, his Yamaha Phantom sliding to a stop in a spray of rainwater. He was off the bike in one fluid motion, boomstick in his left hand. The suspect groaned, trying to crawl away from the wreckage. Kain could see the man's vital signs through his cybernetic eye. Elevated heart rate, possible concussion, broken collarbone. Not life-threatening. "Don't move," Kain ordered, his voice carrying the weight of absolute authority. "You're under arrest for armed robbery, data theft, and felony evasion." The suspect's hand moved toward his jacket. "I wouldn't," Kain warned. His cybernetic eye had already identified the weapon, a plasma cutter, illegal and deadly at close range. The suspect froze. Smart man. Within minutes, backup arrived. 3 patrol drones and a transport unit. As the uniforms processed the scene, Kain activated his neural link again. "Dispatch. Primary suspect in custody. Requesting tracker bots for the Undercity market, Sector 7G. Second suspect on foot, carrying stolen hardware." "Copy that, Detective Reeves." "Tracker bots deployed. Hell of a takedown." Kain holstered his weapon, minimizing it, and looked at the crumpled remains of the Honda Wave. The boomstick had done its job perfectly. Suspect apprehended, minimal collateral damage, no civilian casualties. Just another night in Neo-Tokyo. As the rain continued to fall, washing the neon glow into rivers of color, Kain mounted his bike. The job wasn't done yet. There was still a second suspect to catch, 40 million credits to recover, and an entire criminal network to dismantle. He gunned the engine and disappeared into the maze of the Undercity, half man and half machine, chrome justice riding through the electric night. Chapter 2. The tracker bots found the perp in 14 minutes. Kain watched the feed stream directly into his cybernetic eye as 3 sleek drones, each no bigger than a hummingbird, converged on a derelict warehouse in the heart of the Undercity's industrial sector. The thermal signatures were unmistakable. One human, elevated body temperature consistent with someone who'd been running hard, and the distinctive heat bloom of an active server core. Target acquired. The lead drone's AI reported in Kain's NeuroLink. Warehouse 47, former textile manufacturing. Single point of entry visible. The suspect is stationary, 3rd floor, northwest corner. Kain frowned. Being stationary was bad. Stationary meant the suspect had stopped running and started thinking. That made them dangerous. He brought his Yamaha to a stop 2 blocks from the warehouse, killing the engine in the shadow of a rusted overpass. The rain had intensified, turning the streets into shallow rivers that reflected the stuttering neon signs of long-dead businesses. Around him, the Undercity breathed. Steam vents hissed, distant music thumped from underground clubs, and somewhere a dog barked at nothing. Kain dismounted and checked his loadout. The boomstick went back in its holster. For close quarters work in an enclosed space with potential civilian proximity, squatters loved abandoned warehouses. He needed something with more precision and less destructive potential. He unclipped his riot foam launcher from the bike's storage compartment. The weapon looked like a stocky carbine with an oversized barrel and a transparent canister mounted on top, filled with blue-gray liquid. Non-lethal, highly effective, and specifically designed for situations exactly like this. One shot could expand into a mass of quick-hardening foam that would immobilize a target in seconds while remaining porous enough to breathe through. His backup weapon was his Glock 50, but he loaded it with rubber-tipped smart rounds instead of the usual penetrators. The bullets could track movement and deliver an incapacitating electrical charge on impact. Still painful, still effective, but nobody died. "Dispatch, I'm going in," Kain reported. "Requesting backup, ETA. Nearest unit is 12 minutes out, detective, 12 minutes. The suspect could disappear in 12 minutes, or worse, destroy the data core. Kain made his decision. "I'm not waiting. Keep this channel open." He moved through the rain like a ghost, his cybernetic leg making no sound on the wet pavement. The warehouse loomed ahead, 7 stories of broken windows and crumbling concrete, a monument to Neo-Tokyo's forgotten industrial age. The main entrance was a gaping maw of darkness. Kain's enhanced vision switched to low-light mode, painting the world in shades of green and gray. He swept the entrance with his riot phone launcher, empty. The tracker bots hovered near the ceiling, their micro cameras feeding him a complete layout of the building's interior. 3rd floor, northwest corner. Kain found the stairs and began his ascent, each step calculated and silent. His cybernetic ear filtered out the ambient noise, the drip of water, the creak of settling metal, focusing instead on human sounds, breathing, movement, the electromagnetic signature of active electronics. He heard it on the 2nd floor landing, the distinctive whine of a weapon charging. Kain dove left as a bolt of crackling blue energy scorched the air where his head had been. The shot hit the wall behind him, leaving a fist-sized scorch mark in the concrete. Shockwave pistol, his tactical database identified automatically. Non-lethal, high-voltage electrical discharge, effective range, 30 meters. So, the suspect didn't want to kill him. That was something. "Neo-Tokyo PD," Kain shouted from behind the cover of the support column. "Drop your weapon and surrender the data core." The response was another shockwave bolt that exploded against his cover, showering him with concrete dust. "I know what they do to data thieves," a voice called back, young, male, scared. 20 years in a corporate prison. "I'd rather take my chances," Kain's mind raced. Corporate prisons were hell, everyone knew it. The kid wasn't wrong to be afraid, but fear made people stupid, and stupid got people hurt. "Then let's talk about it," Kain called back. You haven't hurt anyone. No one's dead. That counts for something. Another shockwave bolt, this one wider of the mark. The suspect was panicking, wasting charge. Each pistol only held 8 shots before needing a reload. Kain deployed one of his own tools, a micro-drone no bigger than his thumb that he lodged from a compartment in his cybernetic arm. It zipped up the stairwell, its camera giving him a bird's-eye view of the 3rd floor. The suspect was exactly where the tracker bots had reported, northwest corner, crouched behind an old industrial loom. Young, maybe 25, wearing a rain-slick jacket and augmented reality goggles that probably cost more than Kain's motorcycle. The server core sat beside him, still active and blinking, but what caught Kain's attention was the makeshift barricade. The suspect had spent his stationary time well, stacking old machinery and debris to create a fortified position with good sight lines down both approaches. Professional, or at least trained. You're Sato, aren't you? Kain called out, accessing the case file through this narrow link. Kenji Sato, age 24, graduated top of your class at Tokyo Tech. You were going places, kid. What happened? Silence. Dan, student debt happened, medical bills happened. My sister needed treatment the insurance wouldn't cover. You know how much pancreatic regeneration costs? Kain did know. He'd lost partners to diseases that could have been cured if they'd had enough credits. The system was broken. That didn't excuse theft, but it explained it. So you hacked for hire, Kain said, keeping his voice level. Wrong choice, but I understand it. Here's what I can do. You surrender now, I personally testify about the circumstances. With no violence charges, no assault on an officer, you're looking at maybe 5 years, maybe less with good behavior. Your sister needs you alive and out eventually, not dead in this warehouse. He could see Sato through his micro-drone feed, the young man's hands shaking as he gripped his shockwave pistol. How do I know you're not lying? You don't, Kain admitted. But I'm a cop, not a corporation. I don't get bonuses for putting people away. I get paid to bring people home safe, including you. Movement, Sato was shifting, trying to get a better angle. Kain tracked him through the drone feed. Last chance, Sato. Drop the weapon, slide out the core, and let's end this clean. The shockwave bolt came screaming down the stairwell, followed by 2 more in rapid succession. Sato was making his play. Kain moved. His cybernetic leg launched him up the stairs in 3 powerful bounds, while his left arm tracked the target with mechanical precision. As he cleared the landing, he saw Sato pop up from behind the barricade, shockwave pistol aimed. Chain fired first. The riot foam canister discharged with a pneumatic hiss, launching the projectile that expanded mid-flight into a blob of sticky blue-gray material. It caught Sato center mass, the impact knocking him backward as the foam spread across his chest and arms, hardening in seconds. But Sato got his shot off too. The shockwave bolt hit Kain's cybernetic arm, electrical energy crackling across the metal surface. Pain exploded through his neural link as the charge overloaded his systems. His arm went dead, hanging useless at his side, sparking and twitching. Kain gritted his teeth and advanced, his Glock 50 now in his right hand. Through the pain, he saw Sato struggling against the foam, immobilized but still conscious. Stay down, Kain ordered, his vision swimming as his cybernetic systems tried to reboot. But Sato wasn't done. He'd managed to keep one hand partially free, the hand holding a dead man's switch connected to the server core. One more step and I'd fry it. Sato shouted. 40 million credits. Gone. The corporations lose everything. Kain stopped. His tactical assessment ran the scenarios. If Sato destroyed the core, dozens of innocent people's financial records would be corrupted. Pensions, savings, lives ruined. Don't do this, Kain said quietly. You're not a destroyer, Sato. You're a builder. I read your file. You coded healthcare software, educational programs. You helped people. The system doesn't care about that. Maybe not, but I do. Kain holstered his Glock and raised his good hand in a gesture of peace. His cybernetic arm was still rebooting, error messages scrolling across his vision, but he ignored them. You want to know why I became a cop after my accident? Kain said. Because someone gave me a chance when I had nothing. A detective named Chin pulled me out of a bad situation, got me into the academy, vouched for me when the department wanted to reject me because of my augmentations. He believed people could change. I believe it too. Sato's hand trembled on the switch. Your sister, Kain continued. She's in treatment right now at Tokyo General, right? Wing C, room 347. The regeneration therapy is working. She's got maybe 6 more months of treatment, then she's clear. You destroy that core, you go to prison for data terrorism, and who visits her? Who keeps her spirits up? Who's there when she gets discharged? Through his micro-drone, Kain saw tears mixing with the rain on Sadow's face. I can't go to prison. I can't. You're going regardless, Kain said, not unkindly. But you get to choose what kind of person walks into that prison. Someone who destroyed innocent people's lives? Or someone who made a mistake trying to help their family and owned up to it? The warehouse was silent except for the rain drumming on the broken roof and the distant wail of approaching sirens. Backup was close now. Slowly, Sadow's finger lifted from the dead man's switch. The device clattered to the floor. Good man, Kain said softly. He approached, his rebooted cybernetic arm coming back online with a shower of sparks. He carefully extracted the server core, intact, thank God, and secured it in his evidence pouch. Behind him, tactical units poured into the warehouse, weapons drawn, shouting commands. Stand down, Kain ordered them. The suspect is secured and cooperative. As the officers moved in to cut Sadow free from the foam and apply restraints, Kain knelt beside the young man. I admit what I said. I'll testify. You did the right thing in the end. That matters. Sadow looked up at him, eyes red. Can you tell my sister I'm sorry? You can tell her yourself. I'll make sure you get phone privileges. As they led Sadow away, Kain stood alone in the abandoned warehouse, his cybernetic arm still sparking intermittently, his body aching from the electrical discharge. The rain continued to fall through the broken roof, washing away the scorch marks and the foam residue. His Neuralink chimed. Dispatch, Detective Reeves. Both suspects in custody, data core recovered intact. Outstanding work. Just doing the job, Kain replied. But as he walked back to his bike through the neon-soaked streets of the Undercity, he thought about Detective Chen, about second chances, about the thin line between justice and revenge. The system was broken. People like Sato fell through the cracks every day. But maybe, just maybe, cops like him could catch a few on the way down. His cybernetic arm gave one final spark, then stabilized. Chrome justice, riding on through the electric night. Please like this audio story if you want more Cybercop stories.